How is it going, everyone? Welcome back to our van build series, and today is day 9 of the van build, where we need to install more insulation. I just bought my second huge roll of 3M thin slit, and I need to install it in the ceiling. I also want to run downtown to get 2 big spools of cabling so I can wire up this entire van. And also sometime soon, I'm not exactly sure when, but I'm gonna have to tear down my entire electrical system. I need to make a bunch of upgrades and run wiring in behind that area. That is just a temporary electrical system, which has served me well for the past couple of months that I've had it in. And it might not look like it because it's not really sunny out, but it is hot out here. I'm already sweating. It's 25 degrees Celsius, which is this in Fahrenheit. So if I'm being smart here, I'm gonna turn on my AC. Oh, that was a great idea. I could be standing in front of that all day, but work doesn't get done standing around. So let's get this insulation up. Okay, I got these first 2 pieces up, and this is actually 2 layers of thin slit. And I was originally gonna do the 2 layers of thin slit and a 1/2 inch piece of Durafoam for like just insane R value. But I realized that if you squish 3M thin slit too much, it loses R value. So having 2 pieces in here and the Durafoam, I think is actually too much. So instead of my original idea of 2 layers of thin slit and Durafoam, I'm just gonna do 1 layer of thin slit and then the Durafoam, of course. And I got the idea from Trent the Traveler. That's how he did his van build. And it's basically gonna look like this. I've got my thin slit right here and then Durafoam on top. And in the walls, I actually do have enough space to put 2 layers of thin slit. So this van should be expertly insulated. Now, I try to stay as far away as controversy as I can, but I'm gonna say something a little bit controversial that will spark a few comments. I am not doing a vapor barrier. I personally believe there is no way to prevent moisture getting into your van. So the best way to combat that is a dry heat machine and ventilation. So that means, oh, you can't see it right now, but a diesel heater and a max air fan. Now please, insulation professionals, comment down below and tell me I am incorrect and my van's gonna rust from the inside out. But now that we've established that I'm only doing 1 layer of thin slit, let's get back to work. You know, part of why this van is taking so long to make is because I want to do everything right. Looking back at my first van, I can spot so many problems with it that I do not want to replicate. So I'm taking my time here and making sure I do things right. Not only that, but I do have some pretty ambitious goals for this van. And every time I think of one more, I get a bit more intimidated and I get lost. And then I get unmotivated, just like that. But now there's been a few changes in my life that's allowed me to work on the van a lot more often, and I'm ready to just step on the gas and get going. If I run into an obstacle, now I plan on finding a way to get around it or through it. All right, we ran into our first roadblock. Ran out of 3M adhesive spray. Gonna have to buy some more. Okay, first stop complete. We got some Durafoam, we got some spray adhesive, and some expanding foam. We now need to head down to Ocean Pacific because they're the only people in town that I found that holds 12 gauge and 14 gauge duplex wire. But hey, at least they're marine grade. Look at all these boats. It's crazy. My buddy actually works here too. It's really cool. This store got a bunch of Blue Sea stuff, a bunch of stuff that I used in my last van, and a lot of stuff that people use in their van builds. It's cool that I can get it right here. Ah, they got exactly what I need right here. Now, I'm gonna brace myself for impact when I see the price. Oh, 116, 166. I was able to get all the wiring for my last van super cheap. I got like a really good discount at Lordco somehow, and I definitely was not paying this much, that's for sure. My wallet is screaming at me right now, but it's all good because it's for that big, beautiful van right there. I just spent 78 bucks at Home Depot, 317 at Ocean Pacific. Whew. But thankfully we have no more purchasing today and we can just head straight home. I don't think we're gonna get to wiring up the van today. That might be a tomorrow job because I need to sit down with my dad and make a list of every electrical component that he wants and where he wants it. So I might do that tonight, and then hopefully tomorrow we can run some cables. Hello! Oh, hey guys. Hello. Yeah. Okay, before we get back to work, I need to show you guys something that just came in this morning. Can anyone take a guess? We got our freaking elevator bed. Can you believe that, Ruka? Oh my goodness. This thing came in like 3 days. What day is it today? Yeah, I ordered it 3 days ago. Impressive for something that size. So hopefully van build day 10 can be installing that bed. Okay, and we are getting back to insulating the roof, and we actually do have a little bit more insulation that we need to install in this van than I said at the beginning. First, we need to do this panel around the window, and in every other big cavity, like those two and these two, it needs another layer. So I'll probably be working pretty late tonight. I'm not a huge fan of sending you guys off to time lapses, but I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments, and maybe I can continue doing these voiceovers over them and make them a little bit more entertaining and maybe even a little bit educational. As someone who likes to build vans and drool all over them, I love this look. When you got all the fins lit up, I don't know why. I just love the look of this. But now I need to get these bigger cavities all done. I've personally been enjoying the voiceovers, and to be honest with you guys, I'm taking a little bit of inspiration from the Chrome project. I like how he does his voiceovers, so I think I'm going to start a little bit of voiceovers of my own, but I think only on the van build videos. But finally getting this installation in was such a relief to me, because this was the process that was holding up everything else. I wasn't able to wire up the van before I finished the installation. I wasn't able to do anything. So to finally get this done, it just feels so good. And spending the big boy bucks that you need to spend to build a van may hurt, but personally, I like it. I like spending money on the van. And that could be a bad thing. That could be a really bad thing. But I think it's for a good cause. if you're spending money on something that you absolutely love, unless it's drugs or something, I will never tell you that you're wrong for spending that money. It is a brand new day in our fully insulated van. One thing that I did yesterday before I packed it in is I actually ran my very first wire, and that goes to my Max Air fan. And the reason why I did that is I just simply wanted to test this thing. I've had it for probably over 6 months now, and I've never tested it. And thankfully, it does work. And I sat down with my dad today and we just made a list of everything that we need to wire up in the van, where it's going to be and where the switch for it is going to be. And wow, it is a lot more complicated than I thought. If we want to do everything that we want to do in this van, the wiring is going to take a long time. Here's my super unprofessional list. I kind of split it up into passenger side van and driver side van and roof and switches. It's probably, I'm the only person that would understand this list, which is fine because I'm going to be the one doing all the wiring in this van. But it is going to be extraordinarily difficult. We're going to want multiple switches that control, say, just the main lights in here. And it just is going to require a lot of planning. Although I will be able to get a couple of the wire runs done today. I'm just really quickly putting 2 cross beams up so I can run my wires over top without having to staple them into the wood on the side. And now I got to run the wiring for my water pump, which is going to be right behind the wheel well. So I do have to go over the roof to get to this one. And I'm using 12 gauge wiring for this water pump, which is overkill, but I just want to play it safe. That's all. And this is something that I'm not quite sure about yet. I don't know exactly where my water pump is going to be. So I'm just going to leave quite a lot extra in case I want to mount it over here or over there, up here or down here. And this is just another thing. Since this electrical system is not finalized and this entire thing is coming out, I don't know exactly where my fuse block is going to be. So I need to leave these quite a bit longer than they need to be. So it might cost me a little bit more money in the end, but to be honest, if it keeps me moving in this van build, I'm willing to spend the extra dollars. And always make sure to label your wires because I didn't do this in my first van, and to figure out what each wire did, I hooked it up to my fuse block, put the fuse in, and see what turned on. And the next wire that we're going to run is actually going to end right here. And I have a very cool idea that I'm going to use with that wire. I'm going to wire it into a light, but not only that, I'm going to wire it into a switch that detects when you open up the sliding door. So as soon as you open the door, a light's going to illuminate, and you don't have to fumble around for the light switch if it's dark, because the light will already be shining, and you can find the light switch that'll either be on this wall or this back one. And then of course, when you close the door, it will shut off this light. And then for this run, I'm just using 14 gauge wire because it's just a LED light. Okay, let's see what else I can do here. I could probably do the fridge, and I plan on mounting a little fan on the side of this wall right here so I can run those 2 wires. And then I think I can also run 2 more wires down this way. Sorry, I forgot to hit record when I ran these 2 wires. My bad. And now 2 more wires across the top into right here. Where did this come from? We're just in downpour right now. I love hearing the sound of the rain hitting the Max Air fan top. It just sounds so cool. And also, just from those few lines, look at how low on wire I am already. Holy crap. We'll definitely have to be buying more of this stuff because I think this van already has more runs of 14 gauge wire than that one over there. And we're starting to get water all over my plywood. So let's close this door. And now I actually ran every wire that I was actually able to today. I know it was not that much. It was only, I think, 7 in total, but it's a great start. And finally, after so much time, this van is actually starting to look like it's progressing. We got the rest of our 3M thin slip put into the van, and then we did a bit of wiring. I know, again, we didn't get the absolute most done in this van build, but to be honest, it kind of looks like we did. Anyways, that's about as much as I've got for you guys today. If you made it into my 44th video, I cannot thank you enough. And if you've made it this far in the video, it's a good chance you like my content, so consider subscribing to the channel. And we also just passed the 1 year mark since I've uploaded my first video. And if you want to watch a little exclusive video of me going through my analytics, showing you guys exactly how much I made throughout my first year on YouTube and doing some other stuff, you can click this video right here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.